Dream Team, it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with 10 things Germans don't know about the USA. Get Germanized. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. And let's dive right in.
Baltimore is the Bielefeld of America now.
This is Baltimore, where all the bald people live.
I am bored. What should I do?
Ich weiß.
Hey guys, if you want to be notified as soon as a new Get Germanized video gets uploaded, make sure to hit the little bell next to the subscribe button. Ich bin Meister Lindsay and this is Manon, an American exchange student living in Germany, and you're watching Get Germanized, 10 things Germans don't know about the USA. So we've come up with 10 points that, well, Germans don't know shit about in regards to the USA. I think at least. We think at least. You can judge us in the comments if you want. But let's start with the fact that, well, Americans apparently hate it when Germans talk about American politics. Well, USA politics.
Yeah, that's definitely true. A lot of Americans, not everybody, but a lot of Americans find it very frustrating when people from other countries talk about American politics. I think Germans definitely like to talk about American politics quite a bit.
I think it's because obviously the USA is a big country and so it affects everyone in the world when they make decisions. But on the other hand, I have so many Americans that talk shit about German politics. I mean, rightfully so most of the time, but still, like, don't complain if you talk about other people as well. Like, it's just whatever.
When Americans talk about foreign politics, usually they are comparing it to American politics. So they're saying, you know, either this country's doing it so much better or this country's doing it so much worse.
Facts.
Like with Germany, they usually criticize maybe like the refugee policies, or they might praise the way they deal with education. But they don't really talk about how it affects America, because either they underestimate the impact of other countries' politics on American politics, or maybe American politics isn't quite as affected by some other countries. So it's not thought of as something that really affects America. Americans like to think of American politics being self-contained, even though that's just not how the world works.
No, it's not.
But a lot of people see non-Americans discussing American politics as other people trying to take control of our country.
Really?
Yeah, they find it really odd that other people are talking about things that don't affect us.
Interesting. There you have it. Next.
I figure I can agree with her. I think that's true. But I think a lot of Americans get upset when other Americans talk about American politics. Like, if you don't agree with their stance, if you talk about American politics and you agree with their stance, no matter where you're from, they're going to love you. But if you disagree, they're going to hate you. And so when you talk about American politics, it just depends on what you're talking about. People are going to love it or hate it. But that's, I feel like, how most Americans are. A lot of Americans are sensitive. And I feel like most of us don't truly understand the impact that the U.S. has on the entire world when we make these political decisions. And we definitely underestimate the impact that other countries may have on the U.S. When it comes to politics and things like that. And so I 100%, I feel like they got that down pat big time.
Up, not everyone in America is a gun nut, and there's a big difference about like owning and carrying a gun in America, right? In the US, I always say America, I'm sorry.
The gun culture is very regional, so in different parts of the US the laws are different and also the culture is different. There's a huge difference between owning and carrying a gun. I think it's really common in America to own guns and just never have them on your person when you're out. Usually you'll only have them when you're taking them to like a shooting range, or they're just in the house and they never get brought out because they're just for emergency type use.
So it's not used for applause, like.
No.
I'm a compensating.
No, that would be very dangerous. But like, I think especially in where I live in Massachusetts, it's pretty unusual to just be carrying a gun. Massachusetts.
Next up,
also the part of Texas that I did live in, I didn't see much people carrying guns, as well as now that I moved to Georgia, the part that I'm in, I don't see many people carrying guns as well. But I haven't thought about that fact. Like, yes, in many different states there are many different gun laws, which I think there should be the same gun laws everywhere you go. It should be federal gun laws, and it should be harder to get a gun than it is right now, because if gun laws are hard to get, if it's hard to get a gun in your state, well, how about you just go to another state, get a gun? I don't know if you can do that, but I assume you can. But yes, I'll just say less guns. Less guns or more gun laws, stricter gun laws. But continue. They're spot on so far.
Religion in the US is regional, apparently.
Yes, the people's attitudes toward religion is very different depending on which part of the US you're in. And also the types of religions that people have is very regional. So most people in America are Christian, that's like the biggest religion. But a lot of people are also non-religious, or they're just a little bit religious. And I think the amount of people that are really religious and also the amount of people that are a certain type of Christian really, really varies depending on where you are. So even one town could differ from another.
Is there a region for the flying spaghetti monster as well?
I wish.
In Germany, it's similar actually. That like the south, for example, is more Catholic, and that certain areas are more Protestant. Same in Germany. Next up, history.
Completely agree again. Yes, it is more different religions or different types of Christianity in different regions. And yes, you have your religious, you have your non-religious. Christianity is definitely the biggest religion here in the U.S. I don't think I'm a religious person. I think I'm a spiritual person. I think I've come to that fact. I do believe in Jesus. I do believe in that there is a God. However, there's so many different interpretations of that in so many different religions. Like, how can one be right and everybody else be wrong? And so with all the different interpretations, I know the big guys up there, but I don't believe in like certain books like the Bible, Quran, like whatever Bibles they got for Buddhism, whatever. I don't believe in the books of how things are explained. I believe that he's up there, but the books are written by humans, in my eyes, because there's just too much contradictions inside of them. They're very helpful books in certain circumstances, 100%, but 100% honest, I don't think so.
Classes are very American-centric in the USA.
In history classes in the US, we usually learn US history and then the history of the world as it pertains to the United States. So
the Holocaust.
True.
Oh, and
for
the Holocaust.
For
yeah.
Germany,
Yeah.
that
So
is.
what's interesting is that American history classes tend to really emphasize the Holocaust. Anything about genocide is always relating to the Holocaust. Even though genocides happened in the United States, we just don't talk about it. We
Really?
just talk about the Holocaust.
Facts.
Really?
Yeah.
Facts.
What?
Yeah,
That is ridiculous.
They mention some of the crimes against the Native Americans, but they really do not emphasize the fact that you could like
as a footnote.
hand in the scalps of Native American people and get money for it
What?
in most parts of America
wow.
for a really long time.
Shit.
I legit did not even know that. So she's spot on because that's sick.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That was quite lucrative, actually.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, because America doesn't want to talk about it.
I understand why, America. I do understand why.
But we talk so much about the Holocaust. I think we learned about the Holocaust every single year from middle school through high school,
Facts.
either in our English or history
Facts.
classes.
And we too in Germany. I mean, I think that was integrated back then, I imagine, after the Allied forces won, to kind of shame down the future generations of Germans so that they won't do that again. And maybe to keep it in the minds of Americans steadily as well. I don't know, continuously. Next up, foreign
Yeah, I
language.
think America, really, when it comes to American history, America really never likes to talk about all the crimes and genocides and everything that America's done wrong. I think the biggest, really the only thing that we talk about is slavery, and we kind of really don't even go into detail on that in these classes. We really don't discuss that much at all. We know it's there. We know it was a part of American history, but we don't talk about it much. We don't talk about these genocides. I didn't know you could hand Indian scalps and get paid for it, that it was a lucrative business. That's insane. When we talk about Thanksgiving, we know the Pilgrims, we know the Indians, we know the story, but we don't go into details of anything. But yes, they talk about the Holocaust every single year. 100% you're going to learn about the Holocaust. That's crazy. But yeah, America's not going to tell you about all the bad things. The dark times in American history, they will not in these classrooms.
Which programs in the USA start very late in comparison to other countries.
In Germany, I believe you guys are starting in kindergarten now?
I think these days, yes. When I
Yeah.
started
Wow.
learning a new language, I was in 5th grade or something like that.
That's
when I started
awesome.
learning English.
That was about 100 years ago.
About 100 years ago.
Yes.
Says the 20th.
Early
awesome.
Germans and early German history. It's Dominic's childhood.
Yeah, I learned how to make wheels and fire in school.
Yeah, they were inventing fire back then.
Yeah, I did it. It was me.
Congratulations, thank you so much.
No problem.
In America, we usually start either in 5th or 6th grade or maybe in 9th grade, which is much later,
Ninth.
so we don't have the opportunity
I think 9th grade is more common, I'd assume.
to learn as much of a foreign language
Facts.
as they do in Germany. Some school districts are a little earlier. Most of the Americans I've
There
met
you
started
go.
around high school.
Well, and English is the most spoken language in the world, right? One of them at least, up there with Chinese probably or something. And so it's not really necessary to learn a foreign language if you're from the US, so I understand.
And we don't border as many countries. So unless you're on the southern
Oh,
border, or
true.
if you're really near like Montreal, then you can't just travel to another country and speak another language.
True. Mexico, Spanish.
True. But that's only the south.
Yeah.
Whereas I think
Yeah.
we could probably get on a train and be in Amsterdam in like 5 hours, 6 hours.
You could go to Alaska. Alaska, don't they speak something else there as well? The Eskimo language or something.
It's a very small community.
Next up,
I would love to learn Spanish growing up, but my mother was Hispanic. She didn't teach me. I don't know why. She knew the language. She didn't teach me Spanish. She should have taught me Spanish. But I guess she must have felt like it wasn't necessary. But yeah, I start having to speak a different language or learn about a different language until high school. And you only have to, when I was in school, I can only speak. You only had to do 2 years of that. And you really didn't learn much in those 2 years. You got by a lot of cheating, a lot of... and the classes were fairly easy. I learned much more through an app maybe in a month than I learned in the 2 years of taking Spanish in high school.
not only religion is regional, but also the laws in the US are very regional.
Every state can make its own laws on a ton of different issues. Before recently, gay marriage was legal in some places and not in others. There are a lot of trans rights that are legal in some places and not others. And even really simple laws like what constitutes different types of crime and stuff are totally different in different states. Or traffic, like the
Facts.
laws of the road, can be different in
Facts.
different states, even just right next to each other. So if you're driving in the United States, or if you're really doing anything in the United States, you need to kind of know what might be different from one state to the other.
Interesting. I think
True.
some states...
I came over from Texas to Georgia, dog, and I thought everything would be the same, like when it comes to getting your car registered and everything. No, it's different. Like, we have the registration sticker on the windshield, whereas in Georgia they have it on the license plate in the back. And there's other differences that I just didn't think would be different. I didn't understand why is it not the same. I still don't understand why it's not the same. Why would everywhere in America not have the same traffic laws? Like, I don't know. I've only been to like maybe 4 or 5 states, so somebody can help me with that in the comment section. But yes, different laws for different states when it comes to many things.
It's allow you to order alcohol via mail, and some don't, right? As well. Just
Yes.
something I remembered because I wanted to send like alcohol to my friends in the US, but I don't think I was allowed to.
Marijuana is
Oh,
actually
wow.
legal in a couple states.
Yep.
It's legal in my home state as of very recently. And you can actually grow your own marijuana, and you can give it away as gifts. You can't sell it, but you can give it to your friends.
Really?
Yeah. You can't make money, but you can. I think it would make a great Christmas present for some people.
For some,
Be like, I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna gift you this marijuana. You just gift me some money, and these are gifts that we're exchanging. Not selling this to you, I'm giving it to you as a gift. You're giving me money as a gift. That is all this is. Gift giving.
some people definitely.
I could like grow some plants and just make some little bags with a cute bow on it.
Now you can say that.
I know, it's totally legal.
Now you can. Next up, the way people write dates is very different in the
Yes.
US. Well, not very different, but it's different from Germany.
We write the month and then the day and then the year.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, is that right? Yes.
It is
That's right.
Month,
Oh no!
day, year.
I've started getting so
German.
confused because I've been in Germany for so long. But in
Germanized.
America, I'm getting too Germanized.
Wah, 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 wah.
In America, if you were born on December 1st, you would write your birth date as 12/1. But if
Yeah.
you were born on December 1st in Germany, you would write it as 1/12.
Yeah.
And that
That
gets
makes
so
sense.
confusing.
It could be. I mean, unless you write like 136 or something, then you see that, oh, that's not possible.
36 isn't possible no matter what.
Oh, yeah. True. 131. That's what I meant.
It's because you were born before the calendar exists. Can't blame you. It's too new for you.
The pain. You bastard.
Now that I'm on it, I'm just gonna keep going.
That's what she said. Yeah, he said.
That's so
Oh
bad.
my god.
Next up, some Americans, for some reason, don't like the word toilet.
Yeah, where I come from, in eastern
Bathroom.
Massachusetts, we just don't say the word toilet unless we're literally talking about the toilet itself.
Yeah.
So if you need to use the toilet, you would say that you need to use the bathroom or the restroom, or you
Yeah.
could say the men's room or the ladies' room. You wouldn't really just say, I need
Yeah.
to go to the toilet.
No.
It almost sounds dirty to me.
Well, in Germany, it's totally normal. Like, kann ich eure Toilette benutzen? Can I use your toilet?
But it sounds so weird to me in English when people ask to use the toilet. Although in Germany, sometimes the toilet is a separate room from the bathroom. And that confuses me because I always say bathroom. And then if I'm a guest in someone's house, they'll point me toward the bathroom, but it doesn't have a toilet in it.
What if the toilet is moist? That would be even worse, right?
Yes, moist. Ugh,
Our toilet is very moist. Be careful.
worst word in the English language.
Next up, no separate blankets in the USA.
When couples sleep in the same bed, they usually just use one blanket
Yeah.
for the whole bed. Whereas in Germany,
Yeah.
I guess it's normal for couples to have like a separate comforter that is split down the middle.
And sometimes even separate mattresses.
Wow.
I
didn't
saw
know
that. I've seen
I mean,
that.
I think it would be kind of nice that you don't have to like fight over the blanket.
Yeah.
Well, I just have a ginormous blanket. So even if someone steals a little bit of it, I still have enough.
I like to sleep like a burrito. So I
I
think
saw
I feel
that.
that.
She was sleeping on this sofa and she was just curled up completely like some kind of cocoon.
it makes me feel safe.
She's gonna transform into something.
I can't sleep unless my whole head is covered.
Interesting.
Childhood
wow.
trauma or something.
I want to go back in the womb.
Crazy because I don't want my head covered at all. Like, I feel like it gets hot and I feel like I can't breathe properly if my face is covered. Like, if my nose or mouth is, I don't like them being covered. So I like my everything from the neck down being covered up in the blanket, but keep my head out because I don't know, something about breathing for me. But yeah, separate blankets is interesting. I guess in America, like, you think that as a couple, you just like want to cuddle and like hold each other, even though it couldn't. Sometimes isn't the most comfortable thing in the world. Yeah, I guess that's the norm here, though. So you just use the same blanket.
Next up, Americans hate crocs.
Yes.
Poor crocodiles.
It was like a really big fad, like maybe 10 years ago, and now
A
Crocs,
fad?
it was a
Trend.
big trend about 10 years ago, especially for kids, but adults had them too.
Hmm.
Now
Yeah.
they're only socially acceptable for kids. So in America, if you're wearing Crocs, people will probably make fun of you. I mean, do it anyway if you like them, but just expect Americans to think it's a little silly.
Well, guys, if you know any
True.
more things that Germans just don't know about, or people in general just don't know about when it comes to the US, let us know in the comments and like the video. That always helps us out a bunch. You wouldn't even know how much sharing the video helps.
That's what he said. Do that for the channel. My channel, too. But I enjoyed this video. I feel like she explained things in very great detail. She's a perfect representative to explain America. After that video, I'm a believer. That's all we got. Make sure you subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. It's your boy Neal. Out.